Hello, it's raining here. However, we are here on Sound Has No Cell or Onile. Because it's raining, I'm discussing a rain-related proverb. Ojo To N ló kẹ́yẹlé pọ̀ mádìyẹ. Ẹyẹlé are pigeons, while adìyẹ are hens, fowls, chicken. Now, when an individual keeps some hens, the hens are released. Traditionally, they are released in the morning to roam about and pick pecks of food from the ground, in addition to the provision that the owner of the hens will give them to grow and develop flesh. In the evenings, they are collected either in a cage or in a space dedicated to keeping the hens overnight. In addition to collecting them at night, the hens on their own would naturally go to that enclosure if it is raining. The owner may look for them when a rain is about to fall, and even when the owner does not look for them, maybe the owner is not at home or available at that time, the hens themselves would naturally migrate to that place where they are kept overnight because of the shed to shield them away from the rain. On the other hand, pigeons are birds of higher esteem than the hens. Chickens most of the time are not given cages. They know they are mature, they are mature, and so they can, to a greater extent than the hens, fend for themselves. They perch on the roof of the house. They are cool on top of trees and all of that. In fact, sometimes they migrate far away from the location of their owner, but the owner is not worried about them as they worry about the hens, because the pigeons would naturally come back. Regardless of what may, the pigeons would come back. They are mature. They know where they belong, and they don't. You can't deceive them with seeds of corn or little bits like the chickens. They are birds of esteem, so they would always come back. And when they are around, they don't bother the owner as much as the hens do. They don't litter the floor indiscriminately like the chickens would do. You would hardly know that pigeons exist in some places where they own them, but they are there. Now, when it is raining, the rain will fall on top of the roof and on top of the trees, and the pigeons would naturally go and share the shed with the hens. And even though, like I said, they are not classmates. They are not supposed to be. They are not in the same class. Basically, they are neat. Pigeons are very neat birds, and chickens are dirtier, so to say. And chickens are basically raised for food. You nurture them to gain flesh so that you can slaughter them and eat them. But pigeons are kept for more important reasons. They are kept to beautify the yard, and they are also kept for some other deeper reasons. even sometimes for spiritual reasons. So they are birds of esteem than the chickens. But when it is raining, the pigeons may also find shade or share the shade with the hens. People use this proverb when they think that they are being insulted or they are being spited because of sharing the same space with people who are lower than them. And when they feel spited or insulted, instead of fighting rough, they just say Ojo To N, look yele bomadiye, meaning if not because of the situation, what would I be doing in the same space with you? Why would I be here with you? And when you say that, when the person who feels that he was being insulted because probably he is at the mercy of the person he's sharing the space with, or because he has descended so low to have come to share that space with the person he's sharing it with. So when they say that, the people who are being addressed understand that that other person is saying that you are lower than me, and I'm not supposed to be here with you, and if I were not here, you would not have the opportunity to insult me. The lesson from this is, wherever you may find yourself, do not insult anybody. Either you are the host or the squatter, or either both of you are not the host, but both of you are just in that space for one reason or the other at that time. Make sure you respect one another, because at the end of the day, you discover that everybody has been affected by one situation or the other. When you say, if not for the situation, what would I be doing? That other person too may be having a situation that has brought him there. And because you don't know enough about each other or about one another, just give mutual respect to each other. If there is mutual respect, nobody will feel spited, and nobody would say that I am superior to you and you are not supposed to insult me. In every situation of life, mutual respect is important. But having said that, it is a lie that when we see people who are higher than us in any way at all, that we won't know that this person deserves some respect. It may be difficult to guess somebody else's age, but to an extent, when you see people who are older than you, particularly when the gap is so wide, you would know. When you see people that you are older than, you would know if the gap is wide enough. And if the gap is not wide enough, maybe a few years difference, you may know, you may not know, you may suspect that it's likely to be, you may suspect what it is likely to be. But even when you are not sure, as soon as the person is not a kid, if the person is an adult, just go ahead and give the normal respect that every adult deserves. But over time, when you begin to interact, when you begin to engage with each other, you begin to see certain signs that this person deserves some respect. Sometimes the respect is not even because of the person's age. It may be because of the person's achievement. It may be because of the person's position in the society, or it may be because of the person's lineage, parentage, class, qualifications, and so on and so forth. So, but the issue the way to make sure that you don't disrespect people, you don't make other people feel bad, And the way to ensure that other people do not address you as being rude or proud is for everyone to recognize the importance of mutual respect. Nobody, if you disrespect nobody would tell you that you are lower in status than them, and that you are not even supposed to share the same space with them. So that's it on Sound as No Cell or Onile. I'll see you again, and very soon. And if this rain is also falling where you are, please enjoy the cool weather. Bye for now.